Alright, we gotta talk about the gosh dang iPhone 14. I know there's been about a bajillion videos about this already, but I think we're getting to a point in the leak cycle where we can get a pretty complete picture of how the iPhone 14 overall is going to look. And something that I've started to notice, maybe it's just a conspiracy theory, but I think Apple is doing something on purpose to make the iPhone 14 less interesting. And today, I'm going to tell you what that is. So make sure to get subscribed, leave a like down below, and let's get started. Today's video is sponsored by Atlas VPN, the best VPN deal on the market. Atlas VPN offers blazing fast speeds, unlimited devices with a single subscription, it blocks ads and malware, and even saves you money while shopping online. Atlas also has a data breach monitor that tracks any breaches related to your accounts and informs you of past or recent breaches involving your information such as email, username, password, or social security number. And by using Atlas for streaming, you can unlock geo-restricted content simply by choosing a server in the country you want to access. Just reload the website and bam, you're in another country. Furthermore, Atlas lets you stay on top of region-based pricing models that are used by airlines and subscriptions to change how much things cost based on where you are. With Atlas, you can choose your location and make sure that you're always getting the best deal. Right now, Atlas is running a huge discount, which means you can get a 3-year subscription for just $1.99 per month with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Time is running out, so check out the link in the description below to claim your deal. And now, let's get back to the video. So the iPhone 14 rumor cycle started off in probably the most exciting way possible, and that was with Jon Prosser's design leak just one day before the iPhone 13 event. And basically what Jon revealed then was a prototype design that looked absolutely stunning. It harkens back to the original iPhone 4 with glass that goes all the way to the edge, titanium side rails, and a completely flush camera on the back that made the device look oh so sleek. And most of all, no more notch. Well, in the months that have passed since then, I think a lot of us have started to temper our expectations because the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro are not gonna be like that. And we can say that with extreme certainty because, well, the CAD files leaked, and well, this is what it looks like. Familiar, huh? Yeah, it looks basically identical to the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro, but there are a couple of differences that I think are worth mentioning. First of all, the camera bumps. I didn't think this was possible, but they're getting even bigger. I don't know, I kind of thought that this was like as big as a camera bump needed to be, but evidently I was wrong, so that's junk. We need something bigger. And fun fact, at the thickest point, the camera bump, the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max are 12.02 millimeters thick, which is thicker than the original iPhone. Oh boy. Oh, we're getting chunky here, folks. So we got a bigger camera bump and a thicker phone. What other news we got? Well, the biggest one, obviously, by a mile, is no more notch. At least on the 14 Pro and Pro Max. So we've had these display leaks that show a double bubble style front camera. So there's a pill and a hole. It's like Morse code. Now, I don't think I like those. I mean, obviously, yeah, we gotta see like how Apple actually handles it, what happens to the UI up there, what does it look like on the finished product, but oh, it's big. That's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be, folks. I don't know about that. Personally, I think it looks okay on the 14 Pro Max, which is good because that's probably what I'm gonna get. But on the 14 Pro, it's big. What do you guys think? Do you like the double bubble? Let me know in the comments below. But as for the iPhone 14, it's sticking with the notch. And it's also sticking with basically the same camera bump. And it's also sticking with, wait a minute, what is actually different about the iPhone 14 compared to the 13? Well, as far as I can tell, one thing. Apparently the bezels are getting about 20% smaller, and that's it. Literally, I mean, look at the things. They look exactly the same. Maybe there's a tiny bit of difference in the thickness and battery life. Sure, good. Would love to see it. But the cameras look the same. The front looks the same. It still has the notch. We even have the freaking A15, folks. Apparently, the iPhone 14 isn't even gonna get the A16. So what in God's name would compel you to buy it? Oh, wait a minute, hang on. Apparently there's gonna be a better front camera for selfies. Oh my God, and it's gonna be purple. Take my money. All of it. Okay, no, but seriously, what in the world is going on here? Why does it seem like the iPhone 14 non-Pro is literally unchanged? That is a very, very perplexing decision. Now, if we look at the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max, there are a couple of things that are actually gonna make a difference there. We've got the larger camera bump, we've got the double bubble, we've got the A16 Bionic, which I'm actually very excited for because that's gonna lay the groundwork for future Apple Silicon and iPads and pretty much everything. And Apple's even fixing this weird design quirk where the radius of the corner of the phone doesn't match the camera bump, so it's gonna have slightly more rounded corners this year. All in all, obviously we're seeing some pretty minor revisions in terms of features and in terms of design especially, but nothing compared to the iPhone 14, which looks to be literally unchanged. If I had to guess, I would say that the main reason why Apple is basically not touching the 14 is because of the iPhone 14 Max. We've been hearing it for a while now, the Mini is gone. They tried it with the iPhone 12, they kept it with the iPhone 13, a ton of tech-savvy people that had been asking for years for Apple to make a smaller iPhone, and they listened, and then nobody bought it. So evidently that is out the window, and in its place we find an even bigger iPhone, a 6.7-inch regular iPhone 14 that will continue to have a notch, will have the same, I have to say, rather small looking camera bump, and then also wouldn't have ProMotion. So that would make for a pretty interesting device, and I think it would actually sell pretty well. If you think about how the lineup would be structured, there's $200 between the 13 and 13 Pro, so there's probably also $200 between the 14 Max and the 14 Pro Max. So maybe an $899 starting price. I think the iPhone 14 Max is a pretty interesting product. I think the 14 Pro and Pro Max have, at least it seems like, a couple of notable upgrades that might compel people to upgrade, but the overarching theme that we're noticing here is we got our hopes up. It was like, whoa, cool, exciting, new design, cool leaks. And then as the actual leaks come out, we start saying, no, we're not getting USB-C yet. No, we're not getting a completely notchless display. No, we're not getting a new design. It starts to make you think, oh man, it's another year where the iPhone is kind of a bummer. And then that makes you wonder. We've had a lot of those. There have been incremental updates and reviews have been generally positive but not overwhelmingly excited. I mean, do you really think it's a coincidence that pretty much every year there seems to be almost exactly the same level of positivity, if not enthusiasm, about the iPhone? That's a strategy. Apple will give you the things that you want, but they're not going to do it all at once. They gave us a new design, and then they gave us ProMotion. If they did that at the same time, you would have created this super cycle. I mean, a new design is already exciting enough, but then if you add ProMotion, which was a feature that a lot of people had been wanting, that would have been an insanely popular phone, and it would have been really hard to beat in 2021. But the way Apple's doing this, where they give you a new design one year, the new display the next year, and also improve the battery life, and then the next year they take away the notch, it means that each of those 3 years has something to compel a different subset of people to upgrade, and more importantly, it gives people a reason to upgrade within that design generation. You get just a few enough people that are willing to buy a phone with the same design because now it has ProMotion, or because now it doesn't have a notch, and you've made yourself 3 sales where you could have had 1 really exciting sale. And that, my friends, is the iPhone strategy. It's not about being the most exciting, fresh new phone that gets people lining up in front of the store anymore. That just isn't what the iPhone represents anymore. It's been 10 years since that was the case. Right now, the iPhone is about maintaining something that works. It's more risky for Apple to pack a bunch of features into one really exciting phone that makes everyone upgrade, because then they have to really struggle to top that in the coming years. So it makes more sense from a business standpoint to trickle out and space those updates year over year so that no one's ever really losing their mind with excitement, but it's also not a complete waste of time either. So that's just the reality of how the iPhone is gonna work from here on out. And obviously I would love to have a super exciting major release, but it just doesn't seem like Apple has any reason to do that. It would probably be worse for their business. So I guess the moral of the story would be, don't expect anything too crazy. All right, thanks for watching.